Hi YouTube, Thinking Species here. I'm sure most of you have heard about or seen the Trump baby blimp in London. It is a 200-foot balloon that flew over Parliament last week during Trump's recent visit to the UK. Leo Murray, the person who organized the blimp, said that it, quote, spoke to Trump in a language that he could understand. This, of course, is not the only means of protesting the president's arrival, but it was the most popular. Trump himself even said that the blimp made him feel, quote, unwelcome. So why am I talking about a situation that happened overseas? Well, aside from the strong implication that our foreign allies hold an adverse view of the current president and possibly the administration itself, the issue has now come to America. Yes, in case you haven't heard, the Trump baby is likely to appear in New York sometimes next month. Well, will this have a positive or a negative outcome? Or will it have no bearing on the current state of the nation in any way? Well, let's do some thinking. The purpose of this blimp is to aggravate the president, and it is already a very expensive aggravation tool. How expensive? Well, the fundraising goal for Didier Jimenez Castro, listed on the GoFundMe page for this blimp, was $4,500. However, he has already exceeded the amount by $2,000 this past Monday. So we are now at a $6,500 balloon that's only purpose is to make the president angry. Well, will this work? It may or may not. See, Trump has already seen the blimp, so it is really unlikely that seeing it again in another location will make him just as angry. In London, Trump avoided the protesters altogether because he didn't feel welcome. So why would he want to see the balloon in New York? See, it's a good way to poke fun at the well-deserving megalomaniacal leader, but the question is, will it accomplish its goal, which is to aggravate Trump? I honestly can't say, but I would not be surprised if nothing changes from the time before the New York blimp is displayed to afterwards. See, it is like this. If someone calls you fat or ugly, the first time you hear it, it may catch you off guard, or you may be angry or offended by it. The next time someone says the exact same thing, it still makes you angry or upset, but you start to become numb to it. Eventually, it loses its sting altogether, and you just ignore it. Well, the same applies to Donald Trump. He will eventually ignore this blimp. To Republicans, the blimp is offensive, and to Democrats, it is rather funny or satire. This means that neither group of people will actually change their minds on anything, meaning that $6,000 just flew in the air for nothing. Let's view it from the Republican side for a moment. These people are conservative, which means that they are reluctant to change. If they see a giant Thanksgiving Day parade-sized blimp of a humiliated Trump, they will have the same response to it as they do a football player kneeling to the anthem, or a person refusing to recite the Pledge of Allegiance. They feel that it is disrespectful to the country. I honestly don't care what Republicans think, but I'm not trying to make a political statement that will change the nation. Democrats already agree that Trump is an awful president, and they don't need a blimp to convince them. The best you could get from a Democrat will be a laugh or admiration, but nothing will change because of it. Democrats will continue to vote Democrat, and Republicans will still vote Republican. If you want to change the mindsets of people, you need to take a different approach. But of course, this probably isn't a call to lawmakers to actually do anything, and I will respect the right of individuals to raise money, spend it, and protest however they please. Besides, if Trump didn't act juvenile when dealing with Europe, there would be no need for a baby balloon in the first place. It could also let our European allies know that all Americans don't stand with Trump, and that he does not reflect all American ideas and values. Maybe it would perhaps benefit the U.S. if more Americans protested and showed their resentment of Trump but not to a deaf government, but to our allies abroad. The partial democratic system of the U.S. is not perfect, so it is likely that we will have terrible leaders. We have to shape the government to be what we want it to be and learn from our mistakes. However, in the meantime, we must try to remain united, even during the time when our country is the most divisive. Please leave your comments below and be sure to subscribe. Let me know what you think of this video so that I can try to incorporate your thoughts into consecutive ones. Because like our government, this channel could always be improved. This is Thinking Species, signing out.